Imagine this: an interstellar object hurtling through our solar system suddenly pulses light in a precise mathematical sequence, timed exactly to the anniversary of one of history's most witnessed solar miracles. What if those flashes aren't random, but a deliberate message from beyond, encoded in the language of creation itself? And what if decoding it reveals a cryptic warning? Observe, prepare, understand, the gate awaits. Hold on tight, because in just a few moments, I'll unveil the latest bombshell from Harvard's leading astrophysicist that's turning this enigma into the potential discovery of the century. Welcome to Starlit Probes, your gateway to unraveling cosmic mysteries and historical enigmas. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on notifications to stay ahead of the curve on breakthroughs like this. Today, we're zeroing in on a story that's exploding across social media: the interstellar object 3I Atlas and its alleged signals that could rewrite our understanding of the universe. It all starts with a provocative X post from an online astronomer group, dated October 18, 2025, claiming something extraordinary unfolded on October 13. According to the post, 3I Atlas, now positioned behind the sun and out of direct view, was observed emitting pulses of light in the Fibonacci sequence, specifically 5, 8, 13. This isn't just any pattern. The Fibonacci sequence, where each number is the sum of the two before it, underpins the golden ratio, often seen as the mathematical blueprint of nature, from seashells to galaxies. But the timing elevates this from curious to uncanny. October 13 marked the 108th anniversary of the miracle of the sun at Fatima, Portugal in 1917, an event where tens of thousands reported the sun dancing, pulsing, and shifting colors in the sky. Now, on that same date in 2025, an object from deep space sends out light in a sequence mirroring divine harmony. The post draws on analysis from David Serretta, a researcher in hyperdimensional physics who interprets these pulses within his model of the solar system. He links each number to celestial harmonics, 5 to Earth, 8 to a conceptual planet 591 associated with dominions and esoteric lore, and 13 to virtues, evoking ancient figures like Methuselah. Serretta posits this as a resonant frequency aligned with the golden ratio, echoing the cosmic order described in Dante's Paradiso over 700 years ago. Written between 1320 and 1321, Dante's vision of the heavens follows similar ratios, and now 704 years later, 3I Atlas appears to reflect that structure on a spiritually charged date. The post doesn't stop at speculation, it questions potential cover-ups. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory live feed went offline around the same time, attributed to routine maintenance. Meanwhile, the HiRISE imaging system on Mars has been down since October 1, 2025, which could allow for data scrubbing if something sensitive was captured. Is this a mere coincidence or deliberate suppression? The poster emphasizes the frustration. We can't tell if it's real, a hoax, or a leak because NASA's silence makes verification impossible. Imagine the irony. The government controls the most powerful telescopes on Earth, rendering it nearly impossible for independent researchers or the public to confirm or even attempt contact with the object. This lockdown on observation tools leaves us reliant on leaks and amateur efforts, fueling debates about transparency in the face of possible extraterrestrial signals.
Building on this, a Reddit post shared recently adds layers of intrigue with claims of coordinated light pulses. Posted by a researcher on Reddit, it describes observations spanning 3 weeks using synchronized setups, one led by Dr. Lacia Varan in Chile, and a 16-inch optical telescope in India under a collaborating team in India. They detected repeating flashes, sequences like 8, 13, 8, 5, 13, 8, that define natural cometary behavior. The spectral analysis points to emissions near 1420 MHz, the hydrogen line frequency, long hypothesized as a prime channel for interstellar communication due to its universal significance. Remarkably, these patterns appeared identical across 15,000 kilometers, eliminating atmospheric distortion as a cause. The pulses stayed consistent regardless of Earth's rotation or the object's orientation, indicating possible intelligent control rather than random phenomena. This analysis employs entropy-weighted frequency models to decode the signal, suggesting it's not noise, but a structured message. Their interpretation? A directive reading, "Observe, prepare, understand, the gate awaits." This isn't casual speculation. They reference cross-verified logs from NASA and the European Space Agency, implying official awareness. The post notes a current White House closure, perhaps tied to inaction on this data. If authentic, 3i Atlas isn't merely a rock, it's potentially broadcasting instructions or an invitation. The authors urge global collaboration among amateur and professional astronomers to replicate observations and deepen decodings, positioning humanity on the threshold of first direct contact with an intelligent interstellar source. Signed by Dr. Lucia Varon as signal analyst for a deep space observation unit, it calls for independent steps using optical and radio equipment to bypass institutional barriers. Of course, extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. These reports stem from unconventional sources, such as a Medium article by Sereda and a niche Reddit thread without peer-reviewed backing. The Fatima connection and mystical overlays risk veering into pseudoscience, blending hard math with spiritual interpretation. NASA's outages could be coincidental, not conspiratorial. And the government's telescope monopoly, while real, stems from resource allocation rather than secrecy. Yet, the synchronized detections and frequency specificities are hard to dismiss outright. If fabricated, what's the end game? If leaked, it could signal internal dissent over handling potential anomalies.
Loeb advocates for urgent action. Allocate more time on major telescopes like James Webb or Keck to monitor and empower amateur networks with tools for real-time data sharing. He's collaborating with the European Space Agency's JUICE mission en route to Jupiter, which has instruments capable of spectral analysis on 3i Atlas. If anomalies like unnatural alloys or persistent signals emerge, it could confirm intelligence. Lieb stresses that ignoring these possibilities stifles science. Instead, we should embrace anomalies as pathways to discovery. The broader ramifications are profound. If 3i Atlas is signaling through sacred geometry, timed to human milestones, it implies awareness of our history, perhaps observing us for centuries. This could bridge science and spirituality, validating ancient texts like Dante's as intuitive grasps of cosmic order. Governments might withhold info to prevent societal upheaval, but as Lieb argues, knowledge empowers us. We're potentially witnessing a message from the stars urging preparation for what's next. With October 29 looming, Starlightitude probes will track every development. What are your thoughts? Is this contact or coincidence? Share in the comments. I engage with all. Like, share, and subscribe for updates. Thanks for joining. Keep probing the unknown. This uncertainty sets the stage for the revelation you've been anticipating. The fresh insights from Harvard's Avi Loeb. As a renowned astrophysicist, former chair of Harvard's astronomy department, and leader of the Galileo project searching for extraterrestrial technology, Loeb brings credibility to the fringe. In recent statements from October 2025, he addresses 3i Atlas directly, noting its lack of a traditional coma or tail despite its size, which is over a kilometer in diameter per Hubble estimates. He highlights the object's trajectory, which seems finely tuned to pass near multiple planets, including Earth, Venus, and Mars, in a way that natural ejections rarely achieve. But Loeb's latest update, shared in interviews this month, escalates the stakes. He proposes a 30 to 50% likelihood that 3i Atlas is artificial, based on emerging data about its emissions. Early observations showed no outgassing, but recent reports of structured light pulses align with what he'd expect from an engineered probe, perhaps a compact device under 100 meters, emitting signals efficiently. Loeb draws on mathematical models. The odds of such alignments and patterns occurring naturally are slim, especially with the Fibonacci ties suggesting universal communication.
As the object nears perihelion on October 29, 2025, now just days away, he predicts a pivotal moment. Solar heat could trigger fragmentation if natural, but if it's tech, we might witness course corrections, subprobe deployments, or a shutdown to evade scrutiny.